think the big lesson for me starting off was to start off with something that is big enough, meaty enough, chunky enough, that could employ me for the next 10 to 15 years. It's very important to have that vision because that exercise of understanding how you can build this into a billion-dollar enterprise forces you to have thesis about each and every aspect of your business, about the distribution, how are you going to get the customers, how is the product going to grow, how is the ecosystem going to change over that period of a few years. If you don't have that conceptual underpinning, then it's very hard to execute in a tactical way on an ongoing basis. Coupled with this vision comes execution. So working on building that vision out, a step at a time, and what is the deliverable, what is the data that you will get if it is successful or not, all of them sort of come together into an execution path. And then finally people. If you have a great idea, you have a stepwise plan in your sort of back of your mind, it's going to change. It's going to change as realities change. So having the people with you, around you, to work on those really critical to getting it to a point of success. Well, one of the lessons that I've learned over the last many years in my career is that most of the time it's about getting what you're doing done really, really well. If you build the right products, if you hire the right people, if you give them the right vision, all of that hard work and you execute well gets recognized. And it gets recognized in ways that you might or might not realize. If you look at the company that I started, right, Lexity, and if you go look at the investors and advisors, 80% of them are actually people that were either my direct managers or saw the work I did at Intime, at Fast Forward Networks, at Yahoo, and believed in what I was doing next. If you think about networking, what's the best way to network? Well, it turns out the best way to network is to do your job well. In that context, I don't see those many distinctions in terms of the quality of work that you're putting out and all the things you can do as an entrepreneur, building new stuff in the context of larger companies, bigger companies, and an entrepreneur. Obviously, our entrepreneurial journey is different in that you're starting from scratch in many cases, ideas that have never been thought through, but at least in my experience, the joy of achievement, the ability to do great things was never hampered by being in a large company versus small company. We shipped SearchMonkey at Yahoo before I started Lexity in 9 months to 9 countries. Starting from a PowerPoint and making it happen. A team of 40, 50 people came together to make that happen. And at Lexity, we have a team of 30 people that worked for 4 years to build something new happen. The exhilaration, the sense of achievement, and the pitfalls and hard things that you have to go through were roughly the same. I would encourage everyone to do as well as they can at what they're doing, rather than just want to be an entrepreneur, funny as that might sound. Yeah, that's an interesting story. I mean, when we started Lexity, we were pretty clear that we wanted this to be a money-making enterprise. And if we weren't building a product that customers were willing to pay for, that means the product isn't there yet. So that was a very big milestone for us that we wanted to achieve. So, we always knew that we were going to go through our channel partners to acquire customers. So we went to Shopify, one of our early partners, and said, hey, can you introduce us to 20, 30 people? Product isn't built out yet. We're a startup, but we think we have a great idea. So we talked to them. A lot of them were very excited. We helped them, for free, of course, for a few months, and in exchange, of course, got their feedback on building the product. And then, one fine day, we received, the check was actually in the mail. We received it. It was a $100 check from DPJ Wholesale, I believe. And that was a big validation for us. We cashed the check, but we took a picture and have it framed at our office, because that was the first time we knew that what we were doing did actually make economic sense for our customers, and therefore it was a way for us to validate that on our path to $1 billion, this was the right step. These were the right steps to go towards.